Awesome! Badass! We have the most badass person in the room finally. This is awesome side. I hope you don't feel alienated. I told you I'll give you company wherever you go.
Thank you. Or probably I'll have to open an account in Tinder and get some experience and I would understand better.
I'll get you an extra phone for it.
इसको edit कर देना please.
Because you're probably selling 40% off haircut, but और पड़ोस वाले salon को पकड़ लेना यार, right?
Yeah.
समझे?
ये बार-बार hair क्यों लेते?
Okay, hi guys, welcome to episode 2 of Whatta Pitch. It's the world's coolest startup pitching reality show. This is Nivedan again, your host and buddy from Coffee and Startups. I'm an IIT Bombay grad, an ex-founding member of early stage tech startups, and now me and my team are on a mission to empower early stage founders make their dent in the world. Let me welcome all founders and genies on the show. Thank you so much guys for making this difficult slot right at the peak of Diwali. So we have here Shri Whatta. He's in the investment team at Venture East, and he focuses on Series A and B investments here. His prior background is in investment banking and top VC firms, including JP Morgan, Oraios, Venture Partners, and Kotak Bank. He's a graduate of BITS Pilani, and I've been told he's a very slow drinker, which is embarrassing for his teammates often. Shrivatsa, you have to blame Jayasuriya for this, secret information.
I can't believe he snitched on me on this, but yeah.
Yeah, you've got snitches. And coming to Jayasuriya, he's also in the investment team at Venture East, and when he's not faking as a Sri Lankan cricketer, he is also an IIT Madras grad. With this, I would like to move on to Sai Purna, and hi Sai, thank you so much to you as well for making it.
Thank
you
you
look
very
really
much.
badass, really badass. You put your goggles, that was the mandate that we had, but you also put on your headgear, so that makes you a full-fledged, valid AI badass human
Thank
today
you.
that we have.
Pleasure.
Okay, so Sai is a serial entrepreneur, angel investor in startups. He's a mentor as well, and most importantly, a crypto lover and enthusiast. But what I'm most interested in is that Sai, you're most popularly known as the Vin Diesel of crypto. So with this, I think all our genie intros are done, and we can move on to a quick round of founder intros. So we've got 3 founders today in Whatta Pitch episode 2. We've got Abhijit Anand from Ab Coffee, someone who'll get us badhiya coffee at Saste Dam. We've got Harsh Maheshwari from Let's Connect, someone who'll get us super cool friends living around us. And we've got Preksha Pandya from Kab Bola. She's the one who'll make your next tea drinking experience super surprising. So we've got 3 founders present with us today. So cool. Okay, this wraps up our Whatta Pitch episode 2 introduction. And with this, I think we can go forward and kick off our first pitch. Are we good for it? I would love to see a show of hands. A thumbs up, please. Can we start it off?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So Abhijit, I think we can start off now. Your 2-minute timer.
Perfect. So let's start with some facts. India is the 5th largest producer of coffee in the world, 7th largest exporter of coffee in the world. Now let's get to some question, and I'll ask Sai Purna or Srivats and Jayasuriya. Who among you is a coffee lover?
Yeah, definitely me.
Perfect, all 3 of you. So when last time you had coffee, where did you have it and how much did it cost?
Like for me, it was yesterday. I had some very lychee coffee at a cafe nearby.
Yeah, I had in Jaipur airport.
Right, and I guess the cost was somewhere around 200 to 250 bucks for a cup of cappuccino. Right, 300. So an average cup of cappuccino in India costs $3, while an average cup of cappuccino in the US costs 2.4, in Australia costs 2.6, in Europe it costs 2.7, in Singapore it costs 2.75. Have you ever wondered why coffee is so luxurious, expensive, while India is the 5th largest producer and 7th largest exporter? I'm Abhijit Anand, founder and CEO of Up Coffee, India's first tech-enabled, affordable specialty coffee company on a mission to democratize specialty coffee in India through plug-and-play retail model so that the coffee can reach the masses. If you're thinking we are like the Geo of internet, yes we are. Premium coffee, affordable prices for the masses. That's what Up Coffee is all about. Covering a TAM of $4 billion, we are on a mission to make specialty coffee a reality for all of the country. Thank you.
Super. This sounds great, man. Now I'd like to hear all the 3 VCs, whether they loved this pitch first and initial thoughts of what they felt about it. And then we'll get into the further round. Awesome. So we've got a thumbs up from all three genies here.
That's all from my side. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer.
So what is the cost of your coffee then?
Our coffee starts at $1, which is 77 rupees. It's specialty grade, which means one of the highest graded coffee in the country, graded 80 and above. That's a particular technical point which differentiates any coffee from anybody saying maybe coffee best here, my coffee is the best in the world, than putting a technical grade into it and differentiating it, how good your coffee is.
So if you want to go out of Mumbai, so you can also most welcome to come and do something in Hyderabad.
Saipunda, so, just because of our organic movement, we have got requests from 28 people from 18 cities in the country. Hyderabad being the highest, we have got from 9 people. So I believe that's what it shows, the traction that Hyderabad is really appreciating. Our next target outside Bombay in December is Delhi and Hyderabad.
Abhijit, what's the level of customization that you offer when it comes to the variety in coffee? Or is this something that's limited to the likes of cappuccino and lattes and the likes of the same? Or, for example, when I head to a new city, I prefer having something that's a bit more traditional to that city. So would that be something that you'd be taking into consideration to any new city you move to? Or is there a fixed sort of like I would say, menu that you guys work with?
So, a very good point, actually, Sriwas, because, what we have done, there are 2 stages to it. Right now, we wanted to prove the MVP. So what we did is we studied the top 5 companies' data across the country. Figure out what are the top selling drinks, how it sells, what price points it sells, when it sells, and where it sells, right? And that's how we build the first 15 products in the menu. Data driven, to the point, and that's how we have got, the response has been to the point because it's just not coming out of the air and coming up with a menu item. But having said that, we just launched a customized drink in the Ganpati season in Mumbai, and we will be customizing as per the region we go to. But again, we will stick to coffee. We are a coffee company, and that's where a lot of focus gets lost in a lot of other companies. They're completely coffee focused. We want to be coffee focused, have very little wastage, and that gives us the right attention to the right product, what India needs right now. So answer to your question is yes, depends on where we are going and when.
Just one more follow-up to that, actually. Might be going against your business model, but from what I've gathered over the years, having coffee, being a regular consumer, that the premiumization that the drink offers is something that most folks who actually consume coffee are privy to, and they actually appreciate the kind of like quality that is offered at that premium level. So would that be a cohort of customers that you would not be targeting? Because people are seemingly willing to pay those $300 despite the statistics that you mentioned earlier. So is that something that you aren't pitching across as your own model? Is this supposed to be a non-premium coffee but like at the same time, equally good quality coffee? Would that be something that you'd be working with? Or is there something that's more at play? So basically, what's your market strategy going to be when it comes to approaching your consumers? What are you marketing yourselves as?
Right. So, actually, Sriwas, the entire plethora of understanding of coffee in India is very limited. If I ask you, tell me 5 coffee companies in India. Let's go by that.
I would say I know localized cafes. I'm from Mumbai personally, so I would probably know cafes, but yeah, not really familiar with coffee companies.
So in India, the coffee is very decentralized, located to cafes. 95% of the cafes which sell you premium coffees. And everybody, in India, everybody is the best, the coolest, the bestest, right? There is no metric to prove it. All of these cafes serve commercial coffee, number 1. Number 2, even if all of you can think of 3 coffee companies named in India, I know what you will be thinking of. If you think of them, all of those companies serve commercial coffee. Number 3, in coffee is the highest marketed product. What I mean is, in all these companies, the COGS is less than 10% of coffee itself. What it actually sells you is not the coffee, it's the experience, is the Wi-Fi, is the table, is the sitting space. So if you have a meeting, if a business meeting, you're going on a date, you go there. But with the coffee consumption increasing the way it's increasing now, people drinking more often, there is a question that is there. And I believe that's how I started, that the coffee in India is so expensive as compared to the cost of living that question will come in. And with people now drinking more as a coffee as a habit than as business meetings and dates, as a commodity like chai, there is a very wide open space in India. And this wide open space is just waiting to be disrupted. And this is where we come in. We place ourselves as the premium coffee in the country, whatever name you can think of, and benchmark us. And that's why we say that we are the best rated in the two regions. And when I say when we're best rated, it has all the cafes that you can think of, right? So number 1. Number 2, we make it affordable. How do we do that is just by unit economics and cost. Our focus is to serve you coffee. If you want to have and sit down and go on a date and business meetings, you still go there. What we do is we make coffee your daily habit, amazing coffee daily. You don't have to burn your dates, pockets. And that's why you can do it daily and for the masses every single day. That's where we come in, Srivatsa. And this entire space, as of now, if you look at, if I ask you name 5 chai companies, you're right off your block and all over the country. I ask you 5 coffee companies, anyone in the group will be lost off because that's how it is. It's like wine, if I have to compare with another beverage sector. Highly marketed, right from colonization era, considered only for the luxury and premium. And that's what we are solving it, breaking the shackles, bringing
Awesome.
Do you make some money when you're selling for 70 rupees?
We are. Our COGS is our gross margin is 65%. Our entire model is benchmarked on low capex and opex. And out of the 2 stores, second store is already net profitable. And the third store we are launching should be profitable from month 1. That's our entire business model has been benchmarked.
There are 2 asks that you had. So what is it that you can wish for from the genies that will help you unlock the next stage of growth for Up Coffee?
So if you could help us connect with people who are interested in this space, I'm not saying invest yourself, but at least if you're connected, please do connect me if you like the concept. That's number 1. And number 2 is we're looking for a lot of retail collabs. One of our business models is to collab with a lot of existing retail companies, which is direct to customers. If you do see that there's somebody, a founder, a company, or a group of people who are interested in collaborations, more than happy to do that. I believe when one wins, the second wins, the both win. So it's a win-win scenario that we're looking at. So they're the 2 simple asks. Anything that you can help us.
Yeah.
Amazing. Can any of you help with this now? Do you have something off the top of your head? And I would love that you would be able to offer this.
I can.
What do you have in mind, Sai?
So I have my own cafe, so probably, we can collaborate with my own cafe. The second thing is, once I'm happy with his taste of coffee, then probably I can bring in some investors, connect him to some investor and then see, and I can spread the word and then see.
Cool. And Srivatsa and Jaisurya, please, if there is something you can do to help out with these 2 asks.
Definitely. In terms of the investor connect, I really actually like what you're approaching, what you're targeting as well. I feel like there can be a segment within the market that you can pitch yourself as, and that'll capture the imagination of a very wide cohort of the Indian population. So that being said, I'd be very happy to connect you with a few folks at the pre-seed stage. And I do have a couple people in mind, considering I know that they're absolute lovers of coffee as well, who'd maybe, love to entertain this and take this forward too. So yeah, happy to help you on that front. But yeah, really lovely pitch, Abhijit.
Yeah, lovely pitch, Abhijit. So yeah, we'll help you get some pre-seed investors who are focused on D2C.
Got it. So I think seems like Abhijit, your with pitch went really well. And should I book my 5% commission on if whatever funds that you raised from this call? Or
I think I'll send you some coffee bags, Nivedan. Or I'll send you, if you're not a coffee drinker, I'll send you hot chocolate bags.
Listen, I'll get you multiple stores in Jaipur. I'm from Jaipur, right? So I'll get you that, and I need free coffee guarantee for the next 1 year.
You're asking somebody to commit something for free, man. That's tough.
वो तो मेरा भाई है.
Now I could understand what a pitch. So you will get some commission from all the 3 pitches. And how many episodes you are doing?
Got my business model. Yes, I made that. All of them sign a contract. No, I'm kidding. सब फ्री में कर रहा हूँ मैं. जिसका अगर पैसे रेज हो जाए ना तो कम से कम ट्रीट तो दे देना. Okay, so we've got Harsh right now. Thank you so much for showing up, Harsh. We good to go for your pitch?
Yes.
Awesome. There you go. The timer is on.
Hi everyone. My name is Harsh Maheshwari, co-founder and CEO of Linkasol Technologies. We are building a product called Let's Connect, a social discovery platform to make one-on-one personal connections. So let me tell you a story about myself. As an elder child, I grew up alone, soon got burden of responsibilities, which made social interaction difficult for me. When I shifted to Pune for higher studies, social interaction became even more difficult for me due to the language barrier. So I felt anxious and shy when I have to talk to people who have matches my interest or vibe. And soon I realized that I'm not unique. More than 54% men and 50% women generally feel that they don't have anyone to talk to. And I'm sure you must have also felt this at some point of time in your life. So I decided to build Let's Connect. No media, no bullshit, no more posting on Facebook groups, LinkedIn groups, or using Bumble to find new friends and then discover whether they match your interest or vibe. So I made this painful process very easy for everyone to meet new people now with Let's Connect. Direct one-on-one connection with people who have similar interests or purposes like you. You have to sign up by filling in your basic information and interests, and then Let's Connect AI will help you with the suggestion. Here, the key part is AI also understands about your personality type and it suggests you the people based on that. Currently, we have a beta version live on Android and iOS both. And till now, 250 people have trusted us, and presently we are bootstrapping this whole process. Looking forward to see you all on Let's Connect. Thank you.
मस्त प्लान है.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Harsh. You were well before time. क्या बात है, सब time से कर रहे हैं यार. I'm so glad. Be honest, guys. Whether this proposition, this problem statement, and the solution style does and the pitch, did that appeal to you? I need a thumbs up or thumbs down.
Unfortunately for me as well, that'll be thumbs down. But because I feel like this is a very, I don't know, like the kind of model that would be built would be quite inorganic, and I'm just not on board with it personally. Just a personal thought on this. Would like to maybe connect with you at a different point, though. To be very honest. Sorry, Jay, over to you.
Not to disappoint, probably my age doesn't, I cannot connect with this idea being at my age. Or probably I'll have to open an account in Tinder and get some experience, and then I would understand better.
Sai, you need to have a secret account on Tinder just for testing, nothing else. Just for testing. I'll get you an extra phone for it.
इसको edit कर देना, please.
Nope.
I'm going to send this to your wife.
Which one?
Oh shit. Okay, Jay Surya, you were saying something.
Can you just give Harsh a couple of minutes to explain about this better and deeper?
Okay, so usually if we have majority thumbs down, we go ahead and cut the pitch there. We have a request from Jay Surya that he wants to know more. Harsh, you have somewhat 4 minutes more, and let's understand this a bit better.
So currently there are a lot of applications in social space. Okay, but what's the problem with the majority of the applications is they are into the media domain. You consider Facebook, you consider Instagram, Twitter, or LinkedIn, or anything. Most of them are into the media space. This is taking our generation, especially Gen Z and other generations, into what you can say a very dark space of loneliness and social anxiety. So we actually want to eliminate that problem. And what we want to do is we want to give them a platform which is purely a networking platform. They are only targeting people, those who want to find new matches for dates.
So you want to make friends basis common interests. Do I get it right?
Yes, that's absolutely right.
Yeah, and you haven't spoken about traction so far. Have you launched? Have you had traction?
Yes, we have launched on Android and iOS both 3 months back. It was in beta testing earlier, and now it is available for everyone. Somewhere around.
Let's talk about the funnel, Harsh. The question of that. How many downloads? How many weekly active users or weekly? Let's put it weekly because it's been very recent. And how many connections have been made, as Jaya said?
So we have more we have more than 350 plus downloads on our platform, out of which 250 people have signed up and created their account. And then we have 50 plus active weekly users, and they are using our application more than 5 minutes on an average daily basis.
With this, I think, Harsh, we'll close this pitch here. But I hope you do take away some feedback here that there is a concern around how deeply do people relate with this. One is that, I mean, I understand that there is some degree of friendship that we all need and common interests. That is a fairly valid thing to say, but it seems like it is not connecting yet with people. So need to figure out what makes people connect. So with this, I think we've got Abhijit. He's raising his hand. Abhijit, please go ahead, unmute yourself. He's got something to say, and then we'll move on to the last and final pitch of our day.
No, right. So Nivedan, in the discussion, one thing that I probably realized what happened and in the conversation I came up with, so what I've observed in one of our decks in Warsaw, which is Warsaw is a place in Bombay where a lot of people from rest of the country come in as they're budding TV stars, right? That's where all the casting and all the selections happen per se, all the film industry. Starting point is there. And what we've realized from the feedback of the people, the way they see us is that a lot of other cafes come as a point where you do structured meetings, but us, they see us as a fun, open spaces for conversations. And this is the feedback wanted to pass on what we have learned in Harsh is that one of the space which I believe is still empty outside dating, structured talks, and LinkedIn is open spaces for people where they can interact, right? So maybe as some kind of an hybrid model which combines with digital and offline spaces is where new people who are coming to a city or a place really connect to. And that's what we have seen in our coffee deck in Versova. And I believe we can figure out a way if we can collaborate.
Now I think we have our last pitch. Preksha, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Let's kick this off. Your 2-minute pitch starts now.
Okay. Amazing morning, everyone. I'm Preksha, 19-year-old engineering student, public speaker, YouTuber, and founder of Kabbola. Hey, Nivedan. Since you did your engineering from IIT Bombay, you must be familiar with ED, that is engineering drawing, right?
I hated it.
Yeah, same here. And how cumbersome this subject has been to students. But what if I tell you that you get to ace your exam with a cup of tea? Yes, with a cup of tea. Where, when you complete your tea cup at a nearby tea stall or tapri near a college, you get a QR code which has all the hacks that you can imagine which you need to ace ED. And dear genies, you must have attended multiple startup events and conferences, and just imagine that you get to know about the latest startup news after having a cup of coffee in the networking arena. How does that sound to you?
Good. Pretty interesting. Yeah.
We at Kabbola are targeting this. At peak exam time, you get study materials. You get tips to be your best on your first interview. You get access to latest startup news at a networking event and whatnot. We at Kabbola help businesses achieve massive growth by doing unique marketing at the right target audience. And through this, what actually the stalls are going to get? They are going to get more traction, public attention, more customers, and eventually more sales. To know more about it, shoot a thumbs up.
Got it. So I would like to hear from genies. If they are curious to know more and you think this has some potential, show a thumbs up.
I think you have my attention. I'd at least like
we've
to
got 2 on 3. Okay, so Preksha, you've got 5 more minutes, to go on and talk about your idea.
No, I'd actually like to understand more about the model itself. This was the thumbs up.
Walk us through it more, Preksha.
Okay, so like basically Kabbola is a kind of marketing agency, actually cups, because paper cups are commonly used for drinking tea, coffee and whatnot. Actually, this particular stalls are actually located at a particular location. And if we look at the facts, that 64% of Indian population actually drinks tea regularly. And if I talk about my college, at the time where like classes gets over, there you can see rush outside the college near the tapris and tea stalls. And if I take an example in another scenario, that if you are selling a high-end product, then your target audience might lie into business conferences or even business class seats in an aeroplane, right? You get to approach them directly via Kabbola, because in this thing, we are actually collaborating with the companies who wants to get their marketing done at a specific target audience. And if I talk about how actually our company will earn money, it's through advertising. We are going to sell these cups for free to stalls present inside like the stores or complexes and take charges from the company who actually wants to get their marketing done via this way. It is as simple as that. I am open to questions now.
Have you done any pilots? And what was the conversion like?
No, I haven't run any pilot. I just recently made a small MVP.
Start off with the cafes at your college or something like that.
Yes, that can be done.
And what exactly do you mean when you say you're gonna provide them with a marketing tool over here?
Like basically, it is still on ideation stage. The extent through which I can think of is the first one. Because like if I start off with targeting an area where I get to know what kind of people are there in area, and most probably I can just give it a probability that 90% of the people who come to this cafe or this stall are going to be students or going to be engineering students. So through that, even like if I sell 100 cups, there could be like 80 people who actually see through it, and let's say about 30 people scan it. And even if the conversion of 10 comes out, that goes to the profitability of the company who did their advertisement, because they want to cover the masses, but everyone knows like the conversion rate is quite less. So considering that even 1 or 2 people actually goes through the complete process and makes a sale for the company, they are getting a profit after giving a less investment on this marketing rate.
Got it.
Any more questions?
I love the thought here, Preksha. Just maybe one suggestion on my end. I understand that if you come from a college environment, this seems like not a convenient proposition, but a proposition that you feel that you can work with via word of mouth, via regular interactions that you have with the folks that you'll end up collaborating with. But out there, when it comes to the scaling aspect of your business, there needs to be a certain level of, I would say, the tool running by itself sort of a phenomenon, which would help you scale to a given level. So I'm not sure what stage you plan on integrating that. It might be too early for you to have an idea about that at this particular point of time.
Sai, I would love to hear your thoughts of what you thought, because I think you have a very different stance than us.
For me, this is just an idea, and then reaching out to the right people and right interest. It's not so easy, and then you need delivery of the cups in different locations. Lots to be done. I think a pilot has to be done, and then probably you will come to know. Because how can you match with the right people, right interest, same interest of cups?
Okay, so basically, if we just analyze what kind of product company is selling, we can divide it, whether it is in premium segment or is it affordable by all, or even the economy segment. We can have a look to the place of the cafe or the stall, where is it located, and from there we can make a probability. I can say that 100% of the people will be having that field of interest, which is linked to QR code, but we can try our best so that we can reach a larger audience in a targeted segment.
Probability is there, no? And then unless and until you bring in some true conversion, why are the companies going to pay you?
That Preksha, exactly why, because at any point of time I can have a differing opinion than yours because you haven't tested it yet. So the best way to establish your idea is to test it out on a certain scale, a small scale, maybe a couple of tea joints, maybe 3, 4, 5 tea joints around you. It's like literally everything is walking distance. 5 tea joints around you is very easy to find. Can you figure out a way to do a test over there and then see what the conversions look like? Stand over there, observe people, stalk them out and see how are they using. Were they throwing it right away? Were they actually scanning it? Were they curious, or did they not give a damn? Right? So I think that will answer a lot of these questions, because all the concerns around karoge kaise, right? You can test out 2 stalls pe likh do yes prompt, and those baki 2 stalls pe mat likho, and then see the conversions there. Everything is A/B testing, right? I know you're 19 years old in college. I'm not sure if you know about A/B testing, but if you don't, Google A/B testing and you'll know what I'm talking about, where you can actually test out different versions of your product in different ways. Usually it's popular in the digital world, but you can test it out on different tea stalls जहाँ पे कुछ रखा, कुछ पे कोई और variant रखा, and then see what gives you what results, because you're probably selling 40% off haircut, बड़ो पड़ोस वाले salon को पकड़ लेना यार, right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
ये बार-बार hair क्यों लिखा?
So when Preksha, I raised my hand actually to comment that we have a customized messaging on the cup. If instead of that, if you can put some other data point like your QR code, actually what Nivedan was saying, Harsh and Preksha and us, we can actually collaborate and you can test our ideas in our decks. I'm all open. If you have anything to test. And then what Harsh is doing, right? We are doing a speed dating social concept in one of our decks, especially in Versova, and that thing can be collaborated with your concept. And we don't have a tech platform for that speed dating, and maybe you can help us out.
But okay, thank you so much, Preksha. This was, you're at an idea stage. I love the enthusiasm that you have. It seems like you have a bunch of questions to be answered and you have a clear path. Go test it out.
Yeah, surely. Thank you so much.
Okay, I think all people can now turn on now everyone can turn on their videos again. We are moving towards the end. Yeah, is everyone on? Okay, we've got everyone on video. We had 3 pitches back to back. We had a bunch of ideas and someone's acting overly cool by the name Aditya in the squad. But thank you so much for making the time. I know it's Diwali and it's a Diwali break wala Sunday. Thanks to all of you making this time. I really appreciate that. It was a little last moment for some of you. I am Nivedan and this was What a Pitch episode 2, presented by Coffee and Startups. We will be coming back with another episode with more founders, more genies, and even more entertainment. Ta-da!